Hey y'all, it's a4J
plus Mango,
and we have one for y'all today. We're making Nom Quot. Mangs, can you call Auntie Alina up and tell her to come eat her favorite homemade dish? We're making a lot of this stuff. These are savory rice balls similar to Japanese Takoyaki, but with a Chinese twist. We learned how to make this from Grandma.
Okay, sounds good. I'll call Auntie up.
Let's start with a cup of white rice. Rinse the rice like you would for making steamed rice, except we're adding 4 parts of water to cook it into a porridge. Once the porridge comes to a boil, lower to simmer for about 5 to 10 more minutes until the grains are cooked. Turn off the heat and let the porridge cool and absorb the rest of the water. Meanwhile, let's prep.
Hey Mom, next time you chop up green onions, can you take it elsewhere please? You chopped like 3 bundles and I started feeling teary. Please and thank you.
Oh, my bad. You're right. That was a lot of green onions Mom ended up chopping. At least 3 cups of chopped green onions, that is. Next, we need about 1 pound of shrimp that are peeled and deveined. You can roughly chop this, but Mom likes to have noticeable chunks, so I cut each shrimp into about 5 pieces. Let's check on the porridge.
We should wait about 30 minutes so that the porridge cools down enough so that you can handle it. This looks good though. We gotta scoop it into the blender and add 3 more cups of water. Blitz it really quickly till it becomes like mushy porridge.
Alright, let's prep our batter. Using a large pot, pour 1 pound of rice flour into it. It's this entire bag. Add 7 cups of water and stir to dissolve. It's best that we use a whisk instead. This spatula would have taken us too long. Now pour the blended porridge into the pot. Stir to mix.
Don't forget to season the batter, Mommy. Please add a teaspoon of kosher salt, a teaspoon of chicken bouillon, and a cup of coconut milk. Yum!
Let's add in our chopped up shrimp, and we also have 1 pound of ground pork too. Just make sure to loosen up the ground meat beforehand because once we mix it into the batter, it'll be hard to fish out the chunks. Lastly, our chopped up green onions. This may look like a lot, but Mommy actually added more off camera. Trust me, you want a lot of green onions in this.
Mom, dogs can't eat green onions. But go ahead and give it a mix and break up the chunks of ground pork too.
I got it, sleepyhead. Mom's gonna cook the Nom Quot now. It requires a special pan that Mommy borrowed from Grandma. We've actually had it in the family for over 20 years now. Get the pan nice and hot first, then keep it on medium-ish heat. Add a tablespoon of vegetable oil into a mold, then spread it around. Mommy made a special tool with a chopstick, paper towel, and rubber band to help grease the molds together. Then, carefully ladle batter into each mold until it fills up to the top. Ideally, you want to make sure there's some shrimp and green onions in each mold. Cover the pan for about 4 minutes. Uncover and try your best to flip the balls over. After many times of cooking this, Grandma found out that a butter knife and a teaspoon works quite well. Using the butter knife, gently loosen it around the edges until it gives. Use the spoon to help guide the flip. It does require some patience and practice to get this done, especially when the batter sticks to the pan. Cook the Nom Quot for about 2 to 3 minutes on this side. If the Nom Quot looks a little pale, go ahead and flip it over again and cook it for a couple more minutes. Then, simply scoop the balls out and repeat. Grease, ladle, steam, flip, scoop. Lastly, we eat.
Ready? Yes! These look good, Mommy. I don't think I need the Vietnamese fish sauce with coconut milk dipping sauce though. Can I have some Nom Quot, please?
Sure, okay. Let me scoop the porridge part for ya.
The flavor is very subtle. I guess this is why you eat it with fish sauce, but I'm not complaining.
Check out our website at a4J.com for a blog post on Nom Quot and get a free copy of this handwritten recipe. That's all for Jean
And Mingo!